Hello, data lovers. I want to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Yes, my name is Amy Otten, and this is Chris Brooks.
Hello.
And we're here with Kish,
Kiss
my
my
Dash.
dash.
um, Chris Brooks is our Chief Technology Officer. And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So I work with our clients to figure out what technology to use and what stack to use. That could include Heroku, AWS, React, Angular, all of those beautiful little tools, and we put them together and create these nice dashboards. But yeah, here at Kiss My Dash, we are a digital agency and we specialize in creating revolutionary custom data dashboards for applications and software. Amy, tell us a little bit about yourself as the creative director and lead UX strategist.
I basically make the magic happen. I'm a
Yes.
magician. I make magic happen on a day to day basis. No, basically what I
My
do is
wallet. Where's my wallet?
huh?
Oh, you're a magician. I thought you.
Oh, what to say? I'm like really scared. Like he lost his wallet here on the on the webinar. I was really scared for a second. I'm not that kind of magician. I am actually the one that comes in and I use a user first approach to the data dashboards, anything data related. So, with that being said, I'm going to talk to you about what we're going to be offering you today and what we're going to be showing you. We're going to basically be showing you 4 steps to revolutionize your data dashboard or your data experience in general. We also will be taking you from showing you how to go from a regular dashboard and transforming it right in front of your eyes today and show you the potential of a real dashboard, of an intuitive dashboard, and what that actually is. All right, without further ado.
All right. So, what are the 4 common problems that we often see with data dashboards?
Yep. I love starting off with the problems because we can actually then identify the problems that you may have on a day to day basis and the problems that I solve on a day to day basis as well. Just hopping right
And
in.
sometimes, to be honest, problems can be problems that you're unaware of because you haven't had a chance to dive that deep into those
Mm-hmm.
situations, or you don't have the perspective of a UX strategist.
Yeah.
So sometimes there are obvious problems that we can see,
Mm-hmm.
but people may think, "Oh, this is fine. We're used to
Yeah.
taking 45 minutes to understand this one chart,"
Uh,
and we're like, "That's a problem. That's definitely an issue."
yeah. We love the slight exaggeration, but it's good.
No, that's no exaggeration. That's true. So
Okay.
the first problem. Too many data visuals on the dashboard. Oh no, this is so common. We see this a lot. Can you explain this?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I've had several experiences where it's just a lot to understand, a lot to digest when you see multiple pie charts, multiple histogram, multiple line graphs, multiple scattered charts, and it's all up front. It's all right in front of your face. And we'll be talking to you a lot more about how to prioritize and separate and categorize your data when it comes to your experience.
Yeah, and there's actually a lot of research that's been done on multitasking. And multitasking is not good for the human brain. It's actually like not possible for the human brain to process more than one thing at a time. So
Yep.
yeah, too many data dashboards or too many data visuals or on your dashboard is not really a good thing. So, problem number 2, improper use of colors. But I
Yes.
like colors. I like rainbows and chalk and crayons and markers.
Yes, yes, okay. I know I have a 10-year-old here. Probably more like a 5-year-old. That's fine. Rainbows, charts, bubbles, all of that stuff. Barney, all that stuff is great when it comes to your everyday life. But even then, that may be too much all at once,
True.
right? So making sure you're using colors in an intuitive way, in a proper way, is probably your best friend. And we'll be talking to you about color usage in a few slides.
Problem number 3, not enough or too many ways to further explore key performance indicators. Can you explain what that means? It sounds like it's some kind of complex algorithm. I don't know what is a key performance indicator. What is the stuff you're talking about?
So, I like saying so. What we're talking about basically is not enough. Let's start at that half of the spectrum first. A lot of times you see a data dashboard and all it is what you see up front. There's no exploration approach to anything. There's no further getting an in-depth look of your data, at your charts, at your diagrams. There's no comparative approach either. And that's a problem it's just as much of a problem as it is to have too many ways to dig deeper. Now, 5 layers deep into clicking to find out some valuable piece of information is too much. It's also not a really good way to help your customer or your client base or even your analyst to further to pull and penetrate your data so that they can find the data, the value there. Um, but yeah, that's basically about that's basically the problem. I always just as well like to use the example of like when you're on a date and you see a guy and he's just doing way too much, or a girl and she has everything showing and it's all out there for you, and you're like, wow, that's a lot. It may be appealing at you. It may be appealing at first, but it's after a while you just see everything up front and then you become,
Uninterested.
overwhelmed or uninterested. And that's the sort of approach that we want to stay away from. And also we want to stay away from the approaches where there's not enough. You see a girl and she's not showing you anything. She's not conversating. Or a man that doesn't open up and give you a way in. And yeah, I'm a dating expert too.
Problem 4. No integrated way to resolve your data findings. Exporting data is no longer enough. Oh, so we're talking about like CSVs and
Yeah.
Excel spreadsheets
Yeah.
and PDFs.
Yep.
But I'm done. That's it, right?
Yeah. See, let's take a circular approach to data, and let's also think about it first. Let's just go back. I really think that data has evolved and it's changed. I think that if we go back to the time where there was just like one pixel line grabs and everybody was grabbing stuff from from Excel or from Word documents, like data platforms have evolved significantly, but it's still a linear approach. And then when you get to the end of you get to the finish line, that's basically it. There's no way to circle back around and bring people back in to further explore, to further analyze, to further help them reduce the amount of time that they spend within a dashboard.
And the key here is like taking action, right? Like
it is.
A CSV doesn't necessarily lead you to an action.
It does.
Taking
it does in a long.
Well, I mean, you're taking action.
Approach.
You're taking action to print the CSV and read it and analyze it.
Yeah, the action. There's action going to be taken on data regardless, right? Yes. But it's the way we get there that helps people circle back around and further explore. And what I mean by that is, like Christopher said, export, and then you have to set up something. You have to set up your you have to set up a meeting to talk to your stakeholder about this data. Things change in a matter of that time. So we'll talk a little bit more about that as well.
All right. Without further ado, I'm so excited. Here are the 4 steps to improve your data experience. All right. Number 1, no value. There is no value in seeing all the data at once.
Yeah.
Can you explain? So here, actually, before we jump into that, we have a dashboard. This is the one we're going to be revolutionizing.
And changing.
And you've highlighted some information here. Can you sort of explain why there's no value in seeing all the data, and also what you are focusing on here with these yellow highlights?
Okay, sure. There's just a lot going on, right? Right now, I feel like this is that date that you're on where they're just showing you everything.
This is busier than our 4-year-old son.
Stop. Yeah, it's true. It's just a lot going on. You see, I have some here in state total up at the top right-hand corner here. That's where your value is. People, when you come to a homepage dashboard, you want to see what's going on right now. And this is about money. So you want to see what's going on and how you're hitting your goals. You want to see that up front. Now the rest of the stuff is important to see, but I think that it's good to leave it to the user on how they would like to explore that piece, the other pieces of information that fall underneath state total, right? I also have below that employee satisfaction and customer satisfaction, and I think that those live stats are important. It's important to know that when you come to you come to your dashboard, that you're looking to see good numbers, or you're looking to see what's the worst that's happening, and give them the option of seeing that. Give your users the option of seeing what's going on. You can see also where it says new hires, terminations, and below that are little, tinier little highlighted pieces, because that's what's going on right now. That's the information that is live. So if we are looking at a dashboard, one always pay attention to what's going on right now, because that promotes exploration. That promotes the need to further explore to get an answer.
I like exploring.
Yeah, I know. I know you like exploring, Christopher. We have customer values and net
Customer volumes.
Volume, sorry.
Yeah.
I can't read today. And net promoter scores right down there, and I think it's important to have those. So you'll definitely see how we apply these key performance indicators in the future and future slides.
All right, so no rainbows.
Again, no rainbows again.
But that's a good thing. So
yep.
You talked about thinking intuitively, that's a tough word for me, about your color selection. And here you were highlighting red. Can you explain what that means?
Yeah, so for a second, I want to ask a question. What does red mean to you when you see it? Take a second, think about it, ponder.
Danger.
Danger. Negative. Bad. Alert. Stop. Risk. These are colors that I see often within histograms, just to show that this is a different category, or a different set of specs, or a different set of data. Don't use red to identify a category, because what you're saying right then and there is that category is on fire. It's an alert, basically. There's something, you're going to be calling the user's attention with that color over and over and over again. And then they're going to tell themselves, oh, it's just a category. Oh, it doesn't mean anything. When red is actually a color that we see in our everyday life that means so much. Use that to your advantage. Put it in your histogram charts if something is lower than it should be. Turn that bar chart red and let them know that there needs to be a solution to a problem. Yeah.
All right, so yellow, another one of my favorite colors.
Same approach.
Yeah. So
really, you like yellow?
I like yellow, red, green. I like all colors.
Yes, because you know why you like those colors? Because it tells you what to expect.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
So yellow is here, and for a second, Christopher, tell me without looking at the slide, what does yellow mean to you?
Hold up. Maybe we got to think about this. I don't know.
Yes.
Could be something I need to consider here before taking the next step.
Yes. I mean, a really good way to use yellow when you are telling someone to be cautious or just take a look at, but it's not really that much of a big deal. It's moderately a risk. Is to have some sort of pop-up with, it could be the whole pop-up can be yellow. It could have the color yellow and tell you, there's a warning. There's something going on here. Take a look. But it's not to the point. There's something you can do about this before it turns red. And I think that's something that we see every day. Like when you're driving down the road, you see a yellow construction sign. You see yellow flowers also scare away potential predators and things like that. So just think about colors in a way think about it in a way that helps you make better decisions.
All right, and lastly, as far as colors are concerned, we have green, which to me means money.
Green is always good. Money is good. It can mean go, mean go forward. It can mean good, success, low risk, no risk, any risk. It's just something. It's also it feels sort of like gamification. It's a reward when you see something that's green. It's a reward to know that things are going swell, and we want to keep that in mind anytime we're doing any kind of chart.
Is swell like sweet and well put together?
Swell, yeah, I think
Yes.
so.
I don't know. I just made it up. But yeah.
Yeah, everything is going sweetly well. Okay.
All right. So, uncover your data. Not having a way to further analyze specific pieces of data is just as bad as having too much data. Now, you touched on this a little bit before, but let's dive deeper into the subject.
Yeah, so here you see my little red, because what red means, take a look, it's an alert. All right, it says show me. Okay, we see. Let me just give you an example on this dashboard. You see three consistently low pieces of data here. September, October, November. It's in the 300s, and in comparison, that could be low. So maybe we have a custom algorithm that says, yeah, this point is really low. Maybe some alert should pop up and tell you that what's going on. I think it's always a really important thing, or a really intuitive thing to do, is to bring that data to the surface. When you come to your dashboard, it's nice when you're looking at a specific histogram or a chart or a bar chart to see where the problems are. Because on your good day, you may see it as an analyst. On your bad day as an analyst, you may overlook something like that. Because right now, I don't really know. There's no real key indicators that there's some problem here, right? Maybe you have interaction where it's throbbing and it's showing you, okay, these 3 months there's something going on. Try your best to incorporate interactions that allow for people to make decisions quickly, and that's exactly what we're doing here. So using that example, we see 3 consistently low points on this bar chart. Maybe John Sims is not pulling his weight in sales.
Ooh, John Sims in trouble.
You could, as a person, as an analyst, I could say, "Wow, John, we need to schedule. we need to schedule a call with you or a meeting with you immediately." 700 is not. I'm not happy with that. You also can see your terminations are at an all-time high, which would have affected the future months of you're not making enough money because you released too many people, or too many people quit in July. So that's when you're seeing that dip. You can even see the dip in August here, and what's going on after you terminated so many people. You haven't even hired enough people. So bring that notification, bring that to the surface. Make sure that people see the solution or the reason or the evidence behind the problem.
Yeah, I think we talked about this actually in one of our podcasts, but it's really important to think of this as a cyclical story, right? Like, you don't want to give somebody the book cover and the chapters without giving them the actual, or the table of contents without giving them the actual chapters in the book.
Right.
This is all storytelling. You have to make sure that you're telling the complete story, and then you can make a conclusion.
Right.
After I've read the entire book, I can tell you, did I like it?
Right.
What was it about?
Yes.
Would I read it again? Would I recommend it to someone? So you need to make sure that it's all cyclical, and you're telling the story, and that's really what uncovering your data is about.
And with your help, we can help them make a conclusion.
Exactly.
Their dashboard should assist in the conclusion that they need to have. Yeah. Make sure it's accurate. All right.
All right, so here we go. This is my favorite part, as I rub my hands. Take action. So exporting is not a final solution. CSVs are not final. A PDF is not final. An Excel spreadsheet, that's not the final solution. Mm-hmm. You should be able to integrate these with CRMs or project management tools or other web apps. So, I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
Increase productivity and impact the world today. I think if
by weightlifting?
By being strong enough to do so. I think we're in a world today where data is everything. Data is helping us to make better decisions. And if we're sitting around analyzing it and not actually putting it to action, action immediately when we find our problems or when we see our success, we're losing out. We're missing out on time. We're not doing the best for the people who would be impacted by this. So, think about your interaction, how you can get it to the person that's going to make the difference with this data, make a difference with the data. Sorry, and figure out ways to get it to them in a way that's convenient for them and help them take the action. Okay.
All right. So without further ado, you can
Yes.
slide over.
I'm gonna have to.
And
Let's see how I took this and transformed it into this. Right? Okay, so this is the same dashboard that we've been looking at on the last few slides. Let's go to the top of the page. We said, "Hey Anna, take a look. I'm good." I use some cool terminology. Depends on. It just basically tells you that things are good. And I also, if you can see up at the top here, I made her name green. Because, hey, Anna, that's me. Things are okay. I feel good. I even feel that this is, that I'm prepared for what's happening. Yes. Because it's green.
Yes.
Okay? All right, and I see here, I'm a happy camper.
Color psychology.
Yes, color psychology, exactly. I'm a happy camper. You're telling her before she even gets the chance to take a look at anything else. You're telling her that things are really doing okay. Okay? Okay. All right. So let's look over here at the live stats. And I love naming. You have to also think about your how are you talking to your user? How are you talking to your audience? I like to label live stats because that's also going to be something that they're always looking for. And not only that, making it interactive. So here, if you hover, you will be able to see what's going on with your promotions. All right, so
Ooh,
I am.
nice.
You see, I always have a key too. You see current stats and projected stats. So your goal, things are going pretty good for you, right? You're exceeding your goals right now, and it's trending upwards. Right? So things look pretty good. Now, if I'm looking at this and this is when we start to think for your user, right? Think for your user. It's important. If they're hovering here for a little while, maybe they're feeling like they need to know more information. Why not have a pop-up that says view details? Because you've been hovering here for a little bit. That's how you programmatically think for your user.
Yeah, and we do a lot of dashboards that where we utilize gesture-based actions. So it's not necessarily clicks. It's also gesture-based swipes and things of that nature, and that's pretty common, obviously, with iPhone and Android and people using mobile devices. So that's just another powerful way to make your dashboard intuitive and to just speak to the people that are really trying to get the data. And it should be fun to use. These things should be interesting to use. You shouldn't have to pop an aspirin after you finish analyzing a dashboard because it stresses you out so much.
Right.
So that's one of the things that we really value and try to focus on as well when we're creating our dashboards.
Yep, got it right, Christopher. All right, we have some live stats about our employees. We got new hires. What's going on in new hires? We've hired 6 people today, right? And we have a total of 73 employees, right? So that's always great to know. Be interactive. Allow for people to, feel like the data is more tangible. Okay. So, scrolling down. Now we're taking a look here at all the sales department and all the trends and the data that's here. I always like to use the hover interaction because it makes it to where it's more, like I said, more tangible, but also it's easy to make comparisons. Right? So we have a hover approach here. Hovers are great. I love hovers.
Hoverboards?
No, like
Oh,
hovers. Like if I can just hover over your forehead and it tells me everything, I'll be so happy.
yeah, we're getting there soon. We're getting there.
All right. So here you have. Let's take a look at clothing really quick. All right. So you can click on this and change the whole chart.
Wow.
All right. Yeah, it's really awesome, isn't it?
It's pretty nice. Much better than the other dashboard.
Oh yeah. So if you hover on August, it gives you what's the total. I have two approaches here that I'm going to show you. This approach will give you just a higher level what's going on. If you need to click, you can click into it and see more details. But what did I talk about a little bit earlier about making sure that you bring your data to the surface? Let's hover up here on November.
Oh.
Okay. So data is being pulled to the surface. You are giving her facts based on one chart or one set of data or one data source. So this person is, looking at the what happened this month, November. We're doing pretty good. This is a lot of money. This is the money that I think I want to make, possibly. So how can I replicate this success? This is the highest point on this chart. Okay, let me take a look at what's going on here. My terminations are low. My sales promotions are doing fairly well. And my customer satisfaction is better than it was a few days ago or a day ago or last month. Let's just say that. So now I have the power to replicate.
Yeah.
To replicate my success.
So you can use this information
yes.
going forward as a blueprint of sorts to say, okay, this is what I did well. This is what worked. If I can, theoretically, if I can replicate this, I should be able to replicate the same success.
Right.
Which is pretty powerful.
It's pretty freaking fantastic, I think. If you can take, that to me is power. You're giving your users so much power.
Knowledge is power.
And so much knowledge.
Dashboards are power. Dashboards that are well designed are powerful.
Powerful data. Okay, so here we are.
You just sing.
Yeah, I just sang. Okay. All right, so we have our overview satisfaction levels here, and this is an hover again. You hover over it to view more details, and I think that's something that the other dashboard did not even have at all. So really quick, let's take a look. I'm going to give a flashback of what the other one looked like.
Hurts my eyes.
It's just not intuitive. There's no button for you to explore. Everything is up on the front. You can't see more. What else do I need to know about these months? Can I get a detailed breakdown of the days of this month?
What story is being told here?
It's every story. There's a story in each one of these.
This is a library. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's a library. Exactly. And you got to find what you're looking for. All right. So let's go back here to the Net Promoter Score year on year, and you can look about what's happening this year, 2016, 2017. What's going on? Am I hitting my target yet? Why is it lower than last year and the year before that? Right? What's going on? So I think just using, Christopher loved this word, gamification.
Yes.
Using gamification to help your users be explorers, be seekers of their data. I think that's 100% more valuable than having something where they have to do the work to find out what they're looking for.
And that also ties directly into not showing everything on the surface all at once, because if you break it down in such a way to where you put the powerful stuff on top, people will explore as they feel the need to. Mm-hmm. Versus if you go back to the other dashboard, everything is on the surface, as Amy mentioned, and there's not necessarily any sort of prioritization or hierarchy here. So you feel like everything is just as important as everything else. Yes. That's what you're doing by having this equal spacing. Mm-hmm. Like really what I see is that everything is equally as important, but the top row is a little bit more important because height-wise, the top row is bigger. Yep. But honestly, everything is of the same grid size and proportion. Yep. So it's basically all equally as important.
There's no call to action.
But that's not necessarily true because, as Amy said, the total is really where all the value lies. Mm-hmm. So, that's really definitely, I think, one of the key pieces to mention as well.
Yep. So, guys, this is my presentation to you. if you have any other questions, you can definitely
visit our website.
This is Kiss My Dash.
kissmyda.sh.
Yes, up here.
So you can see all about our clients and the different things that we offer and technologies that we use here. You can also visit our Facebook page as well. Feel free to shoot us a message or like the page. We'll be definitely providing more tips and information there. And also somewhere around this video, you should be able to enter your email address.
Yep.
You can also just book a strategy call as well if you're interested in just talking to us and moving forward with next steps.
Oh, yeah. And also, I don't know if you just said it, you can...
The Facebook page.
Go to Facebook. This is our Facebook page. You could just type Kiss My Dash in here and like us.
Yes.
We are 10K followers and counting.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Awesome. So thank you. We have some information on the last slide just to visualize it for you all.
Yep.
Appreciate your time, and we will definitely connect with you soon.
Yes.
So Amy and Chris once again from Kiss
My Dash. Don't forget to download this presentation for free.
Yes, download for free.
All right. See you guys.
No money.